Good morning, students. So, as we have seen in last video, how the kingdom Animalia is classified further into subkingdom and then different phylums based on the different criteria as the level of organization, symmetry, and the body cavity. So, let's see the different phylums and discuss their characteristics, which are very important through exam point of view. So let's see the first phylum, that is phylum Porifera. Now that the name says Porifera, so means pori means pores. So the body of the all the organisms of this phylum will have the pores on their body. Therefore the name says as a Porifera. See the first characteristics. These animals are with simplest body plane and are called as sponges. Okay, so in the phylum Porifera we have the animal, their body is a simple body. There is no very complex structure, simplest body structure they are having, and they are all are called as the sponges. So Porifera includes all the different types of the sponges. They bear numerous pores on their body. So as I said, on their body there will be a numerous pores. Many multiple number of pores will be there. Pores means a small openings. Those pores are called as a ostia and oscula. So in that pores there will be certain pores are going to be bigger, certain pores are going to be a smaller. So you can say the smaller pores are called as a ostia and the bigger one is called as a oscula. The second characteristic says these are aquatic animals. Hmm. So aquatic means means all these animals are going to be found in the water. Most of them are marine and few are freshwater dwellers. So in that most of the animals are going to be marine animals. Marine animals means they will be found in the sea, and only few animals, few sponges will be found in the fresh water. They are freshwater dwellers means they are living in the fresh water. Most of the animals have asymmetrical body. So as we have seen in the earlier video, so Porifera will have a asymmetrical body. Most of them will have a asymmetrical body. Asymmetrical means, as we know, the body will not have a particular fixed structure. It will be irregular shape. These animals have special type of cells called as the collar cells. These animals are going to have a special types of cells, which cells are called as the collar animals, means which are going to be covered with some cytoplasm proportions. So through that they may get a senses. So that is what a special type of cells called collar cells. They are refer 1 minute. Okay, this is something by mistakenly type. 1 minute. So this part is not there. This part is not there. This is cancel here. Okay, so these animals, that is animals belong to phylum Porifera, are always attached to substratum. Okay, hence do not show a locomotion. So these animals are always attached to substratum. Substratum means some object which are below the sea level, or on the beneath of sea level. That is what we say as a substrate. So there these animals are going to be attached to that substrate, means they will be attached to some solid substance, solid objects. As we can see in the beneath of sea, we are having the soil or the rocks, stone. So that parts are considered as a substratum, and these animals are going to attach to that substratum, to that soil or the rock. Because of this they do not show locomotion. Because of that they are attached to that non-movable parts. They do not show any locomotion, means there is no changing the place of the animals take place. Once they are at a particular place, they remains at that place only, and hence they are called as a sedimentary. So they don't have any locomotion, they will not move from one place to another. Their spongy body is supported by spicules or spongin fibers. Now how they are going to attach to that substratum, how they will be attached to that soil or the rock, so they will be having the spicule. Their body will be having the spicules means some spike like a structure, some sharp structure they will be having their body. With the help of that they can attach to that substrate. Spicules are made up of calcium carbonate or silica, and that's how spicules are going to be made up of calcium carbonate or the silica. These animals feed upon small organisms taken in their body along with the water. Now, on what they are going to feed, as we have seen, they don't have a locomotion. They will not move from one place to another. Means they will not go for hunting for their prey. So they will be at the same place only. So when the water will be flow along with the water, whatever small animals will be coming, they will move inside their body, and based on that they are going to feed. So these animals are feed upon small organism taken in their body along with the water. Means water when flow, when the water moves in their body, along with that water whatever the small organisms will move inside their body, based on that they are going to feed. Water is taken in through ostia and given out through oscula. And as I told you in the first point, you can see there are some many pores. So there is some small pores we can say as ostia, through which the water is going to enter in their body, and maybe bigger spores will be there, that is what called oscula, through which the water is given out. These animals reproduce by budding and asexual method and or by sexual method. So these animals belong to phylum Porifera. They are going to reproduce by the method of a budding, that is asexual method of budding, or some of them can grow through sexual method also. Besides, they have a good ability of regeneration. Mostly they are going to have the ability for the regeneration. We know that we have studied the regeneration is one of the method for the reproduction. When the body gets cut from this that small part of a body, they can regenerate to the whole body. So that is what we say, they have the ability of regeneration. Examples, we are having cycon, eupongia, both sponges, Hylomina, Euplectilla, etc. So you can find out the pictures on the net. Here are some I have shown you, the spongilla and the cycon. These are the two examples I have given here. So you can see there is a small opening on this greenish part. You can see a small dots, correct? Here also you can see this small opening, this bigger one. So they are nothing but your oscula or the ostia. Okay. Next, we are having the next phylum we will be talking about, that is Colentetra or Cnidaria. Colentetra or Cnidarium. First characteristics, body of these animals is cylindrical or umbrella like. Now animals belong to this phylum Cnidaria. They will have the body as a cylindrical or a umbrella like. How the umbrella we know. If it is cylindrical, then it is called polyp, and if it is umbrella like, then it is called as a medusa. So there are two types we are getting. If the body of the organism is a umbrella like, then we call it as medusa, and if it is cylindrical, then we call it as a polyp. Most of these animals are marine, only few are freshwater dwellers. Again, same thing. This also, many animals are going to be marine, means in the sea water, only few will be in the fresh water. Body of these animals is radially symmetrical and diploblastic. Radially symmetrical means, as we are talk about symmetrical, it's a radially symmetrical means it is going to be divided based on the radius. As example, I told you the starfish or the pizza, how it is divided radially, no? So that is, it has a radially symmetrical body. And diploblastic means it is having only two germ layers. As we have discussed in the earlier video, there are three germ layers in the organism, that is endoderm, mesoderm and the ectoderm. So here there will be diploblastic means only two layers, that is endoderm and the ectoderm. Mesoderm will be absent in them. Nidoblast bearing tentacles are present around the mouth. They will have nidoblast means the animals belong to this are going to have a tentacles. Tentacles means they are sensory organs, you can see, through which they can sense. Where it is present around their mouth. Tentacles are present around the mouth. Tentacles are useful for capturing the prey, whereas nidoblasts inject the toxin in the body of prey. So what the tentacles are do? The tentacles are useful to capturing the prey. So they are going to capture the prey. So through the tentacles, when the prey will come to their closer, they will be sensitized about that, and they are going to catch that prey. And when they will catch, the nidoblast means that particular organism will inject the toxin in the body of the prey. And as the toxin is given in the body, the prey will die, and that will be eaten by them. Those are useful for the protection too, and they are useful for the protection also. Who are useful for protection? So that tentacles. So tentacles are doing two works. They are helping in capturing the prey, as well as they are used for the protection also. Examples we are having Hydra, Adamisia, sea anemone, Physalia, Aurelia, jellyfish, corals, etc. So see the diagram here. Hydra. You can see these are tentacles which are near mouth. This is a mouth here. This portion you are having, this is a mouth, correct? And above this, whatever you can see a hair-like structure, they are the tentacles. So when any organism comes at this position, suppose here, so these tentacles are going to capture them. And when they will capture the mouth, through the mouth, it will inject some toxic substance in their body, and it will be taken inside. Okay, study the names properly. If you can't visible here, you can see in the textbook, you will get all the naming properly. So here we are finished with the phylum Nidaria. Next phylum we are having, that is phylum Platyhelminthes. Phylum Platyhelminthes. Phylum Platyhelminthes. First character, body of these animals is slender and flat like a leaf or strip. So as we have studied in the first case, the body is a simple structure. In case of a porifera, we studied the body is going to be a simple body structure. Then we are still talk about an idea. They have a cylindrical or umbrella like. So now in the platyhelminthes, we are having the body is a slender and flat like. The body will be totally flat like a leaf or a strip. It will be like a strip. It is going to be very flat, and because of that, it is called as a flatworms. Due to the structure of the body is a flat, they are called flatworms. Most of these animals are endoparasites. Now, most of these animals are endoparasite. Endoparasite means what? Parasite. Parasite means depend on others, and endo means inside. So these animals are going to be depend on others, but inside their body means they will go inside the body of that organism and depend on that. That is what we say as a endoparasite. Means they will be not depend from outside, they will be depend on inside. They will first go inside their body, and then they will get their prey from the inside the body. Means as you can say, they will be growing in the intestine or the internal organs of the body of the prey organism. Few are free living and aquatic, and in that the few animals are going to be free living. They will be freely living, means they will be not depend on others, and aquatic, they are going to be live in the water. Okay, so these animal platyhelminthes animals are going to be endoparasites, means they will be depend on others inside their body, and they some are going to be free living and aquatic. Body is acyclomate. Body is acylomate. Acylomate means, as we have discussed, there will be presence of a, sorry, not presence, absence of a body cavity. There is no body cavity is present. That is what we call it as a acylomate. Correct? Absence of a body cavity. So that is what a acylomate, and bilaterally symmetrical. And they are going to be bilaterally symmetrical, means they can be divided in two equal parts. These are triploblastic. Triploblastic means, as we said here, they are acylomate. Acylomate means they don't have a body cavity, and means there are all the three layers are present, because as we studied, the cavity is formed by the middle layer mesoderm. Correct? So if this there is no body cavity, means there are the three layers are available. That is triploblastic. The body is made up of three germ layers: endoderm, ectoderm, and the mesoderm. These animals are hermaphrodite. Hermaphrodite means the male and the female reproductive systems are present in the same animal body. In the same body, they are going to have both the sexes, male as well as female system. They are going to have in only one organism. Example: planaria, liver fluke, and the tapeworm. So you can see this is an example of planaria. And this is an example of your loop flux. Liver flux. I'm sorry, liver flux. So these are some examples which are given in your textbook also. Go through them and read it properly. I hope you are clear. I'm going fast because there is no need of to explain more things. Just you have to learn these all characteristics. Wherever the meaning is needed, I'm explaining. Let's move to the next slide. Now we are having the fourth phylum, that is Excelmenthes. Correct? We are talking about the fourth phylum, that is a Excelmenthes. Sorry, phylum Excelmenthes. So body of these animals is long thread-like or a cylindrical, hence they are called as roundworms. Now it is also like a earlier one little bit Platyhelminthes, but as a plate. Plate means plane, and therefore it is called Platyhelminthes in earlier phylum. Now it is a Excelmenthes. Excelmenthes means here the body is not a flat; it is going to be thread-like or the cylindrical, and because of that they are called as a roundworms. These animals are either free living or endoparasites. Again, they are going to be free living or they can be depend on others inside their body, that is endoparasites. Free living animals are either aquatic or terrestrial. Earlier we have seen if they are free living they are aquatic, but now in this Excel helminthes we are having if they are free living they can live in aquatic as well as they are terrestrial, means they can live on the land also. Body of these animals is again triploblastic. This triploblastic means there are three layers are present, and pseudocoelomate. Pseudocoelomate means, as we said, false body cavity. Means body cavity is present, but it is not formed by the mesoderm. It is formed by some other place, and therefore it is called as a pseudocoelomate. And it is a triploblastic, means all the three germ layers are present in them. Body of these animals is non-segmented and covered with a tough cuticle. Their body is not non-segmented. Non-segmented means it is not a small parts. It is not a segments are joined to one another. It is a single structure. You can see the diagram, so we will come to know. And that body is covered with a tough cuticle. Means their body is going to have a covering of a tough calcium carbonate mostly. These animals are unisexual, means they are having the unisexual, separate sex will be there. If one is a male, so a male, another will be a female. There will be no both cells are present in a one organism. It will be different, unisexual. Examples: intestinal worm. See, it is given in intestinal worm means what they are going to grow in your intestine, and therefore it is called as a endoparasites. Filarial worm, loa, that is eye worm. So they are going to be inside the eye maybe. So it is what you are having. See the diagram. So you can see there is a female is separate and male is separate. Therefore it is called as a unisexual. Separate characters we are having. The next phylum we are getting, that is a phylum Annelida. Body of this animal is long, cylindrical, and metamerically segmented. So body of this is going to be metamerically segmented, means there is going to be a small segments of the body which are going to join to each other. Okay, it is long and the cylindrical. In the Escalmenthes also you are having the cylindrical, but it's not segmented. You can see just continuous directly. Correct? It is continued. There is no segment, no parts are shown. But in the annelida you can see it is metamerically segmented. We'll see the example in the earthworm. You know how the earthworm is, no? So if you are going to see, it will be having the small segments. Correct? It will be like this one segment, to that another segment is joined, to that another segment is joined, to that another segment is joined, and it will be continuing. Correct? So that is body is going to be a metamerically segmented. You can see your finger, how the fingers are having small parts, no? First bone, second, third, middle, and the last, like that segments are made in that bone. So same, that is called as a segmented body. Most of the animals are free living, but few are ectoparasites. So in this, most of the animals are free living, but there are some are ectoparasites. See, now here we have discussed about endoparasites in earlier one. Now it is ectoparasite. Ectoparasite means, ecto means outside. So they will be depend from a outside. Means they will be just depend on the other for the support maybe. Correct? They are going to live on their support. That is what we call it as a ectoparasites. Free living animals may be marine or freshwater dwellers or a terrestrial. And in them, those who are free living, they can be marine means they can live found in seawater, also they can be in freshwater, or they can be on land also. These animals are triploblastic, bilaterally symmetrical, and eucolimate. Eucolomate means there is going to be a true body cavity. They are going to have a triploblastic. Three layers are again present: endo, ecto, and mesoderm. Bilaterally symmetrical means they can be divided into equal parts, and eucocolomate means they are having the true body cavity. Means the body cavity is formed by the mesoderm. They have a setae or a parapodia or a suckers for locomotion. How they are going to do locomotion? Locomotion means moving, changing place from one place to another, going from one place to another. How they can go? So they can move using their setae, or they can have a parapodia. Parapodia means there will be no real legs, but it will be looking like as a leg. There will be some portion which appears like a leg, which with the help of that they can move from one place to another. Or sit means with using the skin, how the snake moves, correct? How the snake is going to move, that is what you are going to have a sit. Or they will be having the sucker, as we are going to see the example. Leech, you know, correct? How the leech is going to move, is going to move through the sucker. He is going to suck somewhere, he will pull himself further, then again suck to the further part, again pull himself. That is how the sucker is. Okay, so they are having the city or the parapodia or the suckers for the locomotion. Their body is again covered with a special cuticles. Again, as you can see, they are moving with a city or parapodia, means with their skin mostly they are going to move, so they should not get any harm to their body, and therefore their body is going to be covered with a special cuticle, special cover, mostly again as I told, made up of a calcium carbonate. These animals are either hermaphrodite or unisexual. Again, in these, some elements can be hermaphrodite, means they can have a both sex in them, or they can be unisexual, so means male and female will be separate. Example: earthworm, leech, and nereis. So here is a diagram. This is your nereis, this is the earthworm and the leech. So they are going to be example of your kingdom Annelida. So you can see, if you take a close look of the earthworm or any of them, you can see that there will they are made up of a segmented small segments. There will there, as I shown here. Okay, I hope you have understood. Go through all these phylums, study their characteristics properly, learn them properly, and if any of the words or the sentence you have a doubt, we'll discuss in our live lecture. Thank you. God bless.